Hey there, y'all. Hope you're all having a good Friday. Just want to put out a quick video here. Today I've just been kind of hanging out, watching the rain. I live here in the Oregon rainforest, and we finally started getting, some precipitation, which is great. I love the rain personally, and especially going into fall. I love fall time. Spring and fall, my two favorite seasons for sure. Um, Anyhow, wanted to go over some things here in this video, and specifically kind of cover IPOs here because the last week or so, a couple weeks, I haven't really, actually more than 2 weeks now, I haven't really been trading anything but IPOs. Um, just because the market's just been crap, and I've been seeing a lot of people coming out, with just negative crap. So, I've just been staying away from it. Typically, I wake up at 1 in the morning, and I trade from 1 to 5:30 a.m. And I'm here on the West Coast, so if I want to participate, that's when I have to be up, which really fucking sucks, but that's the way it is. Um, anyhow, you know, lately it's just like you kind of have to get up at that time if you want to successfully trade something, because going into regular trading hours it's just total garbage. You might see a couple that have a brief spike and then they just kind of drop back down and tick down a little bit, and then they'll dwindle within a trading range that doesn't really trade within a range that gives you much of a trading opportunity, even if you're looking for a scalp. Maybe if you're lucky, you can, get one, but it's just not a good opportunity there. Um, so basically, I just kind of been sitting back and, playing the IPOs that I think are, going to do well or have potential to do well. And, this week's IPOs, they all just pretty much sucked. There wasn't anything that really did well this week, as far as the IPOs went. So, I did get in on a couple of them, and you know, lost money on that one. And let's see, LRE, yeah, that one was just terrible. Really, a lot of manipulation, low volume, market makers just not wanting to let them move. Um, and then we had VSME yesterday, and I pretty much stayed out of it, and I didn't want any part of that really. Lay down, cat. Um, so I pretty much watched. I almost bought, going into after hours when it dumped down to like below $3 actually. I think it went down to like $2.55 or something like that. Uh, I seen it at one point, and I was like, "Dang, should I buy right here?" I mean, I seriously considered it, and I was like, "Oh, with this low volume, I just don't know what it's gonna do." And it's brand new, so there's no pattern yet to follow. You know, um, there's a lot more risk involved, so it's like, well, at that point, it's lower risk, but yeah, you're still taking a risk. I mean, it could dump down to $2 or, a buck 50, buck 75, who fucking knows? So, I decided against it. And I wish I had taken a position because I think the thing bombed up to like, $5 or something today. So, I could have made, probably 80% or something on that play if I had, jumped in, but that's hindsight at this point. So, um, and then we had ticker ANL today, and I stayed clear from it. I just kind of sat back and watched, and I just I think that the IPO price was like $23, and it didn't even touch that in trading. I think the high for the day was 19 or just above it, and just ridiculous and just hardly any volume. So, I feel sorry for the folks that kind of, got into that one and, didn't do so well with it. I hope that were able to minimize your losses there, if you were taking any. The day's not over yet, so we'll see what happens. It could have a big run towards end of day, but just being the way things have been, we'll see. We'll definitely see. And then we had ticker GLE. They were supposed to go public today. They actually closed, their offering yesterday. And then, right at last minute, kind of like ticker LRE did, like twice before they actually went public, they decided to cancel right at the last minute. Which is, it pisses you off a little bit, but that's just the way the game works. If you've been trading since 2015 like I have, and you've been doing these IPOs for years, you got a pretty you're pretty knowledgeable about how these things work and how they can typically go down. So I'm sure that we'll see ticker GLE make a comeback. Like ticker CKHL, they were supposed to go public, and right at the last minute before they were supposed to go, they decided against it. And hopefully they come back with a better better underwriter, and one in the top three, Prime Number Capital or Network One Financial, or something else. But and then we had ticker GPAK. They actually had a viable ticker up today, and they had it up for a while where you were able to go through the process of putting in a pre-order, but then at the last second it wouldn't let you put one in, and it was kind of weird because there was like a bunch of bid orders that were in on it. So I'm assuming that there was either a mistake in one of the filings, or they decided, let's not IPO today because this week just fucking sucks. So I could understand them not wanting to IPO this week. Put it off for a week or two, next week or the week after, and when there's actually volume in the markets. And I must say that historically speaking, as far as the likelihood of things, the outlook from here on out, I think the markets are going to get trashed. That's just kind of the way I see things heading. And so, you're probably going to see a bunch of bank issues and this and that, and the government's going to fucking come in and, bail all these sons of bitches out, and, screw everybody else. It's typical, if people that know me at all, they know that I'm actually really not for our current status as far as the government goes, and things that are going on. I've been preaching for 18 years about how things are going wrong terribly, and it's like finally people are starting to wake the fuck up. But and it doesn't matter what party you claim to be on, which side you claim to be on, they're both fucked up, and they there's corruption through and through. They're all they all just have one agenda that they're pushing for, and that's the way it is. Until people get sick of it and they're just like, this is enough, we're physically taking you people out, nothing's going to change. But we'll see. The markets are going to go red, that's just a given. But back to it here, the IPOs, they typically can potentially do really well, when markets are red, because it's just fresh meat getting thrown in, and people, they want to, you'll see a lot of people when the markets are red, you'll see a lot of people, pile into one stock and drive one stock up, every day or two. And, that's basically what happened this week, earlier in the week, on Tuesday. I can't remember which tickers they were. There was one that flew up to like 300%, and then there was another one that went up like 500%. And that's ultimately because the market sucks and people are dogpiling into that one ticker. So, the way to do it, if you're going to do it, do it like I would typically go about it. Wake up at the, ass crack of dawn. I mean, before it even gets light, obviously, pre market, beginning of pre market, the first ticker that drops news, that's what you want to be watching. And, because a shit ton of people are going to dogpile into that one ticker with news, and then it's going to drive higher all through pre-market, and then around 5:30 it's going to peter out, and then come market open, the fucking thing's going to dump. Guarantee it. That's what happens when the market's crap. So if you're a bull and you want to make money, that's you know that's one idea I'll throw out there to you to try out. So because it's served me very well in the past. And it sucks the hours, but you know, you want to be successful or not, because that's what you have to do. Um, you can't just half-ass it and expect to be uh, great at it. So um, and I guess one other thing I should touch on here is I see a lot of people that hype up stocks after they've already run up, and I see people that they'll come out and kind of hype up an IPO a day or two after it already IPO'd. And my recommendation is, at least in this current market situation, do not um, go in and get in on these IPOs with super low volume after day one, because it's really a big risk and a big gamble. You don't know what it's going to do. And, it might not do anything at all. It could just, sit there, and you could just be waiting and waiting and waiting. And, who knows, how long are you going to wait? I mean, how much money could you have made in between now and 3 months ago when that IPO that you were, decided to jump into finally runs? I mean, some people do that crap, and it's just ridiculous. And I mean, you're just letting your money sit idle. If you listen to the right people, and I'm not necessarily the right person to listen to, but there are a couple of people that I watch, a couple of people that I kind of follow, and they do pretty well, and they're worth checking out. Want to give a shout out here to Teddy Zane and IPO Market Watch. Those guys are pretty cool. And IPO Market Watch, he actually does a lot of digging into things and financials, and he gives his opinion. And sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't. With each of these guys, but they're worth checking out. So I'm not the guy that's going to come out and produce videos and go through all the different details, and I might let hey, this is the shares, here's the float, here's what I kind of think, plan it on day one. After that, it's pretty much trash. I won't consider it until I see it moving, and the top watchers or top gainers. But that's just kind of that's all this is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to a damn thing I say. Don't trade according to what I say. I guess I should. That's the way I should put it here. Anyhow, I think I'll probably be looking at ticker AATP. It's uplisting, I believe, to the NASDAQ. I'd have to go back and look. Could be New York Stock Exchange, but I thought it was NASDAQ. And if I remember right, I thought it was going to be a 1.7 million share float. I haven't really decided just yet if I'm going to be putting in a pre-order for this one. I'm going to be waiting until the end of close today to kind of see, kind of wait and see. Right now, there's literally no volume in the ticker. and it, you know, showed a pretty, it showed a bid price and an ask price, you know, much higher than $4, which is what it's going to be up listing at. So, you know, there's basically two ways this can go down, in my opinion. Um, you know, the way I'd like to see it go is, you know, people get in, they pre-order, and you know they get their shares at $4, and it opens up higher. You know, hope, you know, if it opened up higher in between the current bid and current ask right now. I think that the bid was at like $7 or $8, and the ask was at like $12 or $14 or something. If it opened up like that, that'd be freaking awesome. You know, people would make money right out of the gate. And if it had, you know, some bullish momentum, and, you know, it could really, you know, not like what we've seen this week with the IPOs, but it actually had some movement. You know, we could see it continue moving up pretty nice. And I think it could be an all around, there's potential for it. Let's just put it that way. As far as, you know, making some big moves higher on day one. But the other way it could go here is, you know, people with that high bid, high ask price. If people are in up at that price, and you know, there's some folks out there that think, well, hey, you know, this thing's probably going to move down on day one. If they're buying in up there at, you know, in between 8 and, you know, let's say $12 a share or whatever, and they decide to short it right out of the gate on day one, well, you know, that's going to make them a shit ton of money, you know, and drive the price down. But, you know, here's the thing about that too, is if they were to do that, then, you know, they're obviously going to be taking a little bit of risk, and it could get driven down to, you know, IPO price of say $4, right? Say the short sellers are able to drive it down. Well, you know, at that point, they just, you know, they basically, they could be adding fuel to the fire. And, you know, because if there was some bullish momentum to come in after that, you know, you could really see a big move up. And, you know, who knows how this is going to play out? Nobody knows. So, you know, it's like, you know, it's kind of iffy with it. You know, like I said, I'm going to be making my final decision, you know, on AATP towards the end of the day. I'll probably throw out like a short video, you know, just yay or nay and how much I'm throwing in. And, yeah, we'll leave it at that, I think. But, I don't know, here at this point, I think I might just be rambling on. So, I think we'll cut it here. I'm going to get back to watching the rain. Not a whole lot else to do today, so probably just kick back and hang out. Anyway, I guess I'll catch y'all here in just a little bit.